This is Off to Battle with Jeremiah Bork, and this is, I almost want to call it a disaster battle, yeah, because that's more or less what it is. This was an ambush again against me with this okay Tehenhauin called the Sotek faction army, led by a Fireslan, and with Lord Croak in attendance with an Oracle. And like I said, it's okay. I have a couple of Temple Guard, I have a couple of Red Crescent Skinks units, including the regiments of renown. This is Queek leading 3 Skaven armies, ambushing mine. And I survived. As in, I survived with like 5 units. So what I did at first was run like hell, but then I saw all this stuff over here, and I didn't know what to do. And I've been in a situation like this before, and I had a counter ambush and everything, and they just completely walked past the counter ambush and got to this army. So yeah, I really didn't know what to do, except that I did see that this artillery was isolated. So I sent these 2 chameleon stalkers to deal with it. So that helped a bit, but artillery that comes out from this side was doing damage until the last seconds of the battle. I have 3 regular Stegodons here. I have 2 ancient salamanders. I forgot about where I was putting the Umbral Tide and the Cold One Spear Riders, but especially the Cold One Spear Riders, like, what can they do against this? All of this. It's just incredible. So basically, I was just trying to find opportunities. I tried to find some way to deal with this unit with my Oracle, the Avalanche Mortars, and they'll certainly hurt. But, everything. This was just a very desperate situation, and I couldn't go against them in detail because look here. I just couldn't get in anything cheeky against these guys because there was just too much speed here. I needed to retreat him back to where I had temple guards and just anything. I used Lord Croak here to try and just whittle down some of my enemies, and that's exactly what it was. Some. My ancient salamanders, I've warmed to these units more. So I had, some of these units just behind. Not that this was really a bad decision, but that's just trying to desperately keep them out of the range of the mortars. And you see that they're shooting all that purple death at us. So now we get some javelin fire and these Plague Month Sensor Bearers. I really wanted those to get taken care of. So that's what happened. And I couldn't do much to help these Spear Riders, but they were getting lost in the shuffle. I had a lot of stuff going on over here. You see that these Temple Guards were just torn apart. I had my Oracle to do some healing, and I do more of that in the end, but you see there's just no way they can come hold up against them. So, this was the battle that taught me, yes, there's a reason why people are using Doom Stacked. And Skink armies are not Doom Stacks, basically because of the existence of Deathglow mortars and things of that nature. And, I knew that, but I was trying to make inroads into this area and somehow beat back the big fat Vermintide that had wiped out Tic-Tac-Toe cities. I confederated with him when he was no armies left, 4 cities about to get completely drowned and taken over or simply destroyed, and that's what I did. I still have Tic-Tac-Toe, but he's running the other army that was an ambush that didn't catch any of this. And Tehenhauin is a good ways away. But now we know where the Skaven are, so This was just a matter of, you see how much damage that was doing. Not that they're expensive units. I tried to do something about Queek, but it's just a... Look at this, it's just a nightmare. I tried to get the Spear Riders to go in, but there's just nothing there to get the job done. The situation just doesn't allow anything halfway as normal. I have the Umbral Tide, and the Umbral Tide was doing a bit of work here, but they just couldn't bring enough. At this point, these guys are just soaking up damage that was going to go elsewhere, but all I could do is just try and get some breathing room with the Stegodons. Here's the cohort of Sotek about to go down. Not a whole lot that these red-crested skinks can do. Umbral Tide has lost a fair number of units. I'm still trying to just save my lord, do something about these heroes, get them to where the Oracle can heal them a little bit. Finally, we're making some headways. Excuse me, inroads headway. I get the Umbral Tide to the point where they can actually get a little bit of a breather and cover something. Like I said, it's a mess. These units valiantly holding out with their last breaths. So you can see this, the complete desperation to get anything done. So Queek is fleeing here. Here I finally get some sort of last stand organized. And there really was nothing I could do for these units here. So at this point I'm just trying to use the Oracle to help finish off what units that I could. Just get them down to where they're fleeing. But even these Stegodons, they're just getting beat up and beat up. Because I can't do anything about these pieces of artillery. I want to. I try at later parts of the battle, but this doesn't get me anywhere. So I see that this Plague Seer is a large target going after Croak. So I'm actually going to be trying to get, and see that the Ancient Salamanders have run out of ammunition. So the Stegodons absolutely have not run out of ammunition. So if they can actually shoot something, then they can do something. It's just very difficult to get anything done. So you see the Earthblood coming in, and that's helping. It's helping a little bit. I actually had these Chameleon Stalkers run off these Warfire Throwers a little bit. Somehow this Grey Seer got low. And the Oracle has been actually sending some spit out. I don't know if that's actually hurting me or the enemy. Just mass after mass. So yeah, you see the Warpfire Throwers are hurting here because there's not a whole lot I can do about it. The Death Mortars are out of ammunition finally. This assassin is, I think, their last actual hero here, aside from that race seer. So, it's just total desperation. That's why I had my... Well, I was trying to do stuff with the Ancient Salamanders. And surprisingly, I mean, they're not great at this job, but I tried to at least get them to do something, and this one had some half-decent HP. It threatened to do something, it distracted, it got this Grey Seer to where that I could actually shoot some Stegon on and so yeah, I just got hit more and more from longer range, and warp fire throwers getting in some cheeky damage. And yeah, my Ancient Salamander just couldn't get the job done. And at this point, I just had no choice but to charge with everything that I had and make an effort to take out things like those Azales. So, we are absolutely on fumes. Now over here, that was begging for a spell of some kind. So here I just gathered everything that I had left and tried to push. Down went the shield to help with keeping my lord alive. Now, they were almost out of ammunition anyway.
Should we run? Flee?
And it came down to this. Now, this was on normal difficulty, and I make no pretenses that I'm some sort of legendary player yet. But to have actually escaped with anything at all, that's not something I expected.
I'm brave, but look now.
So here's the final tally. I lost 938 of 969 deployed. Croak did lots, but that's Croak for you. The Oracle did lots. Firesland did somewhat. Temple Guard, well, mostly they just died, but they did what they could. And the Stegodons, they were very valiant. The Salamanders as well. Vermintide. So here's the thing. They ended up losing these 3 armies completely. I guess the other 2 were on forced march. Look at this. The avalanche mortars. Yeah. So, I called this Pyrrhic on roids. It was a very Pyrrhic victory. Anyway, that has been Off to Battle with Jeremiah Bork, and until I'm off to battle again, I will see you next time.